Before we get settled into our favorite pews, I ask that all of you move a little closer to the pulpit, and there are two reasons. First, the hymns sound so much better when we can hear one another, and the hymns today are very easy. You almost know them by heart, so if we're closer together, we can sing out lustily. Second, later in the service, you will be invited to bring one of the little tea lights up to one of the chalices in front of the pulpit. Why walk further than you need to? Lastly, I draw your attention to words on slips of paper in the pews. The words are in bold, and at the end of the service, we will recite these words together. They are the last paragraph of the essay we will be reading. Thank you, Jesse. Follow the sound of the bell into silence. Welcome and good morning to those of you with us in person and to those of you out there in the remote viewing universe. Let's all turn and give a wave to the camera to our friends off-site. Let them know we know they're there. I am Sue Lindsley, a member of the worship committee and a member of the congregation since 2008. I am delighted to share this space today with another member of the worship committee, Lorraine Dowdy. You've already seen her up here quite a bit, and with our talented musician, Will Bartlett.
Good morning. What a coincidence that this reading is called Morning. And it's by Clinton Lee Scott. From the east comes the sun, bringing a new and unspoiled day. It has already circled the earth and looked upon distant lands and faraway peoples. It has passed over mountain ranges and waters of the seven seas. It has shone upon laborers in the fields, into the windows of homes and shops and factories. It has beheld proud cities with gleaming towers and also hovels of the poor. It has been witness to both good and evil, the works of honest men and women and the conspiracy of knaves. It has seen marching armies, bomb-blasted villages, and the destruction that wasted at noonday. Now, unsullied from its tireless journey, it comes to us, messenger of the morning, harbinger of a new day. And these words are by Albert Schweitzer. At times, our own light goes out, and it is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to teach the fragile art of hospitality, to revere both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to witness to all that we must hold the whole world in our hands. Each week we recite together a brief version of our covenant. I encourage you to read the full covenant on the website. While the following words express our intentions in writing, our true covenant lives and breathes in our action. Please join me now in reciting the words that appear in your order of service or in the chat on the live stream. We covenant together to create and nurture a culture of respect and kindness, and to engage in the spiritual and everyday practice of loving more generously. To this end, we strive to be open, value differences, listen deeply, use kind language, speak our truth, work with conflict, seek humor and joy. And now, if you're so comfortable, please rise and join us in singing hymn number 118.
This is the time in our service when we recognize that some of us have sadness and some of us have gladness. I have two notes here, one from Bernice Marie Daly, and she says that she had knee replacement on August 1st, and she is now recovering slowly at home. And another note, our beloved USNH patriarch Bill Goward is at home recovering from a GI episode that hospitalized him at Yale New Haven. He'd love to be at services, but is still getting his strength back. He would welcome your calls and cards. We take this moment to reflect on the joys and sorrows and acknowledge the mutual support of this community. These are the words of American author William Styron. For those who have dwelt in depression's dark wood and known its inexplicable agony, their return from the abyss is not unlike the ascent of the poet, trudging upward and upward out of hell's black depths, and at last emerging into what he saw as the shining world. There, whoever has been restored to health has almost always been restored to the capacity for serenity and joy, and this may be indemnity enough for having endured despair beyond despair. Now is the time in our service to contemplate our generosity. These are the words of Reverend Victoria Weinstein. Generosity is our spiritual value. This congregation is a theologically diverse religious community with membership open to all who are in accordance with our principles, mission, and vision. We are a welcoming congregation to people of all sexual orientations, and we are unconditionally welcome to all of you in our community of mutual caring and serious intent to grow as spiritual and moral beings. Our congregation is entirely self-governed by the democratic process. One of the privileges of our free church tradition is to provide all of the financial support for our many ministries from among ourselves. Generosity, therefore, is one of the spiritual values we recognize as central to our personal and our institutional well-being. My words, please consider what USNH and its programs mean to you and your family, and consider generosity a spiritual value. There will be donation plates in the rear of the sanctuary at the end of the service. Thank you for your generosity. The first reading. Our readings this morning are taken from an essay by Unitarian Universalist minister Reverend Dan Hotchkiss entitled The Flaming Chalice. At the opening of Unitarian Universalist worship services, many congregations light a flame inside a chalice. The flaming chalice has become a well-known symbol of our denomination. It unites our members in worship and symbolizes the spirit of our work. The flaming chalice combines two archetypes, a drinking vessel and a flame, and as a religious symbol has different meanings to different beholders. Chalices, cups, flagons can be found worldwide on ancient manuscripts and altars. The chalice used by Jesus at his last Passover Seder became the Holy Grail sought by the knights of Wales and England. Jan Hus, Czech priest and forerunner of the Reformation, was burned at the stake for proposing, among other things, that the communion chalice be shared with the laity. More recently, feminist writer Riane Eisler has used the chalice as a symbol of the partnership way, of being in community. Sharing, generosity, sustenance, and love are some of the meanings symbolized by a chalice. And at this point in the service, as promised or threatened, I'm inviting any who wish to pick up a tea light from one of the baskets along the center aisle and bring it down and place it in one of the chalices here, or when we run out of chalices, simply to place a lighted tea light on the table. Thank you.
was fun. The chalice and the flame were brought together as a Unitarian symbol by an Austrian artist, Hans Deutsch, in 1941. Living in Paris in the 1930s, Deutsch drew critical cartoons of Adolf Hitler. When the Nazis invaded Paris in 1940, he abandoned all he had and fled to the south of France, then to Spain, and finally, with an altered passport, into Portugal. There he met Reverend Charles Joy, executive director of the Unitarian Service Committee. The Service Committee was new, founded in Boston to assist Eastern Europeans, among them Unitarians as well as Jews, who needed to escape Nazi persecution. From his Lisbon headquarters, Joy oversaw a secret network of couriers and agents. If you would please rise and sing hymn number 123. And we sing that twice.
Joy asked Deutsch to create a symbol for their papers, to make them look official, to give a dignity and importance to them, and at the same time to symbolize the spirit of our work. When a document may keep a man out of jail, giving him standing with governments and police, it is important to look important. Thus, Hans Deutsch made his lasting contribution to the USC, and as it turned out, to Unitarian Universalism. With pencil and ink, he drew a chalice with a flame. It was, Joy wrote his board in Boston, a chalice with a flame, the kind of chalice which the Greeks and Romans put on their altars. The holy oil burning in it is a symbol of helpfulness and sacrifice.
Quote, "This was in the mind of the artist. The fact, however, that it remotely suggests a cross was not in his mind. But to me, this also has merit. We do not limit our work to Christians. Indeed, at the present moment, our work is 9/10 for the Jews. Yet we do not stem from the Christian tradition, and the cross does not symbolize Christianity and its central theme of sacrificial love. The story of Hans Deutsch reminds us that the symbols of a flaming chalice stood in the beginning for a life of service. When Deutsch designed the flaming chalice, he had never seen a Unitarian or a Universalist church or heard a sermon. What he had seen was faith in action, people who were willing to risk all for others in a time of urgent need. Today, the flaming chalice is the official symbol of the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee and the Unitarian Universalist Association. Officially or unofficially, it functions as a logo for hundreds of congregations. Now, please join in speaking the final paragraph of the essay. You may find it in your order of service.
Slips of paper.
In a large, bold font.
Everybody got their little slips of paper? All righty, let's go. Perhaps most importantly,
it has become a focal point for worship. No one meaning or interpretation is official. The flaming chalice, like our faith, stands open to receive the truths that pass the test of reason, justice, and compassion.
Thank you for helping us out with that. We're going to stand as we wish and sing through "'Tis a Gift to Be Simple" twice.